The day they fired him, they thought they were just losing an old security guard. But the next morning, when the CEO found the file on his desk, it shocked everyone because that worthless security guard was actually one of Delta Force's most lethal operators. Welcome to Daily Soldier Stories. Before we begin this powerful story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from today. And if you believe stories like this need to be heard, hit that subscribe button and help us keep these voices alive. Working at Sterling Capital Management's headquarters on the 35th floor of One Atlantic Center in Atlanta, Georgia was a prestigious job. Floor-to-ceiling windows, marble floors, everything designed to reflect corporate excellence. And William Bill Thompson, responsible for night shift building security, was an invisible part of this polished environment. Bill was 60 years old, but looked older. Salt and pepper hair, weathered face, quiet demeanor. There was a slight limp in his walk, barely favoring his left leg. Navy blue security uniform, utility belt, radio always clipped to his shoulder. Simple man, simple job. He'd been working at the same company for 14 years. Night shift, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., monitoring cameras, checking employee badges, doing building sweeps. Sterling Capital employees rarely noticed him, just a polite nod when passing through the lobby. Evening, Bill. Maybe small talk about the weather, but Bill preferred being invisible, quiet, unnoticed, forgotten. This was one of the few places in the world where he could truly hide. Young financial analysts barely acknowledged him. To them, Bill was part of the building, infrastructure, an old guy who'd probably worked security his entire life, counting the days to retirement. Nothing remarkable, nothing interesting. Ashley Martinez, a 26-year-old junior analyst, sometimes felt bad for him. Must be lonely, she'd think, all night watching empty hallways. Derek Hamilton, senior portfolio manager, never even looked at Bill. To Hamilton, security guards were invisible, necessary but unimportant. But Bill had learned years ago that invisible was safe. Invisible meant no questions about his past, no explanations about the scars on his hands, the reason he unconsciously scanned every room for exits, why he never startled when loud noises occurred. That Wednesday evening started like any other. Bill arrived at 5:45 p.m., always 15 minutes early. Checked in with the day shift supervisor, reviewed incident reports, none. Tested radio communications. Routine. At 6 p.m., the building emptied. Last employees headed to the elevators, discussing dinner plans and weekend trips. Bill took his position at the main security desk, monitors glowing with feeds from 43 cameras throughout the building. Quiet, peaceful, exactly how Bill preferred it. In recent months, Bill had noticed management's attitude toward him changing. Shorter responses to his reports, less eye contact, conversations that stopped when he entered. Behind this shift was Chad Morrison, the new chief operating officer. 37 years old, Harvard MBA, aggressive efficiency mindset. Morrison's mission was simple: cut costs, maximize ROI. And Bill, in Morrison's view, was a wasteful expense. Why maintain full-time night security when we have state-of-the-art systems? Morrison had argued in management meetings Bill never knew about. Motion sensors, biometric access, 24/7 monitoring. What value does an aging guard add? CFO Linda Stevens had agreed. Bill's total compensation is $82,000 annually. That could fund our new automated security platform. Security Director Mike Foster had tried to defend Bill. He's dependable, never missed a shift, solid track record. Track record of what? Morrison snapped. Sitting at a desk? This is a Fortune 500 company, not a charity. These discussions never reached Bill's ears, but he could feel the atmosphere. Reduced hours, fewer responsibilities, diminished respect. 2 months ago, a significant incident occurred. Late Tuesday night, Bill was doing a routine patrol when he heard unusual sounds from the 22nd floor. Bill quietly investigated. He found 2 men in dark clothing attempting to access the server room. Professional equipment, sophisticated tools, clearly targeting financial data. Bill didn't call police immediately. Instead, he observed. He memorized their tools, techniques, escape routes. When he was certain about their intentions, he acted. The confrontation lasted less than 3 minutes. Bill disarmed both men, secured them with zip ties from the maintenance room, called police. Clean, efficient, no damage to property or persons. Police arrived and arrested the suspects. Detective Johnson was impressed. Sir, this was professional restraint. Do you have law enforcement background? Bill shrugged. Just handled what needed handling. But Morrison wasn't impressed. He was angry. Bill escalated a situation that could have been handled by calling police, Morrison complained. He put the company at legal risk. What if someone got hurt? What if we were sued? He prevented a major data breach, Foster pointed out. He's a security guard, not a cop. His job is to observe and report, not play hero. That incident sealed Bill's fate. Friday afternoon, Bill was called to the conference room on the 28th floor. Unusual, since his shift didn't start for 2 hours. But HR Director Patricia Wells had requested an immediate meeting. Bill entered the room to find Foster, Morrison, and Wells sitting at the polished table. Formal atmosphere, serious expressions. Bill, please have a seat, Wells said. Bill remained standing. I'm fine here. Morrison cleared his throat. Bill, we're restructuring our security operations, implementing comprehensive automated systems. Bill said nothing. Wells continued. Your position is being eliminated. Today is your final day. Still nothing from Bill. He just stood there, hands clasped behind his back, expression neutral. You'll receive 3 weeks severance, Wells added, and we'll provide positive references. Foster looked uncomfortable. Bill, this isn't about your performance. You've been exemplary. Morrison's patience grew thin. Do you understand what we're telling you? Bill finally spoke. I understand. Do you have any questions? Wells asked. No, ma'am. Silence filled the room. They'd expected anger, pleading, negotiation. Bill's calm acceptance was unsettling. We'll need your badge, radio, and keys, Morrison said. Bill unclipped the radio from his shoulder, removed the badge from his uniform, took the keys from his belt. He placed them on the table with the same precision he did everything else. Security will escort you to collect personal items, Wells said. Unnecessary. I don't have any. More silence. Bill turned to leave, then stopped. Mr. Morrison. Yes? Good luck with your new system. Something in Bill's tone made Morrison uncomfortable, but he couldn't identify what. Bill walked out. Down the elevator, through the lobby, out into the Atlanta afternoon. End of a 14-year chapter. He didn't look back. Monday morning, 8:15 a.m. Morrison arrived at the office feeling satisfied. The weekend had been productive, final arrangements for the automated security system, cost savings calculated, efficiency reports prepared. He stopped at his assistant's desk. Any messages? Just one, sir. The Department of Defense called. A colonel requesting a meeting. Morrison frowned. DOD. About what? He didn't specify. Colonel Harrison. He left a number. Unusual, but not alarming. Probably a routine government contractor inquiry, maybe related to last month's attempted breach. Morrison called back. Colonel Harrison? This is Chad Morrison, Sterling Capital. I understand you wanted to meet? Yes, sir. We need to discuss a security matter. Can you be available this afternoon? What kind of security matter? I'd prefer to discuss it in person. Would 2 p.m. work? Should I have legal counsel present? That's your discretion, sir. This is a preliminary inquiry. Morrison agreed, hanging up with an uneasy feeling. At 2 p.m., Colonel Harrison arrived, late 40s, in dress blues, accompanied by Major Chen. Both carried credentials and thick files. Mr. Morrison, thank you for your time. We're investigating a potential security breach at your facility. Security breach? We haven't had any recent issues. Actually, you have. 3 weeks ago, your building was targeted by professional thieves attempting to access financial data. Oh, that. Our security guard handled it. Police arrested the suspects. Yes, Bill Thompson. Morrison nodded. We've since terminated Mr. Thompson and upgraded to automated systems. Colonel Harrison exchanged glances with Major Chen. Sir, may I ask why you terminated Mr. Thompson? Cost reduction, efficiency, why? Mr. Morrison, are you aware of Bill Thompson's background? He's a security guard. Was a security guard. Colonel Harrison opened his file. William Thompson, retired Delta Force operator, 26 years of military service. 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, counterterrorism, hostage rescue, classified operations across 5 continents. Morrison's mouth fell open. He's personally responsible for stopping terrorist attacks, rescuing American hostages, and eliminating high-value targets. He has clearance levels I can't discuss in this room. Major Chen continued. The men who attempted to breach your building? They're part of an international cybercrime syndicate, professional, well-funded, extremely dangerous. Mr. Thompson's intervention prevented the theft of data that could have compromised national security. Your client records include defense contractors and intelligence agencies. Morrison stared at the agents. You're saying Bill, our Bill, is one of the most elite special operations soldiers in U.S. military history, and you fired him. Silence. Colonel Harrison leaned forward. Mr. Morrison, we need to ask, why did you terminate someone with Mr. Thompson's qualifications? Morrison felt sick. We didn't know. He never mentioned anything. Men like Bill Thompson don't advertise their backgrounds. They prefer to serve quietly. Major Chen added, We're concerned about your facility's security. Mr. Thompson was essentially a one-man protection detail. Now you're relying on cameras. We have a new AI system. Mr. Morrison, cameras don't stop bullets. AI doesn't disarm terrorists. You had a guardian angel and you let him go. After the agents left, Morrison sat alone in the conference room, head in his hands. Everything made sense now. Bill's calm demeanor, his precise movements, the way he handled crisis situations, his ability to assess threats. Morrison called Foster. Mike, we need to talk about Bill Thompson. What about him? He's gone. Did you know he was Delta Force? Long pause. What? Special Operations, 26 years. The DOD just left my office. Jesus, no, I had no idea. Did he ever mention military service? He said he was Army. I assumed infantry, maybe MP. Nothing special. He never talked about it. Morrison's mind raced. 14 years Bill had worked for them. 14 years of quiet competence, flawless security, professional excellence, and they'd treated him like furniture. Mike, get me his personnel file. 30 minutes later, Foster brought a thin folder. Bill's employment record was sparse. The application listed military service, U.S. Army, 1979 to 2005. Under previous experience, Security Operations Specialist. No details, no elaboration, no hint of the truth. Morrison flipped through performance reviews, consistently outstanding ratings, never late, never absent, never complained. Model employee. Why didn't we know? Morrison asked. He never told us, never bragged, never mentioned deployments or missions, just did his job. Morrison felt the weight of realization. They'd had a genuine American hero working for them, and they'd fired him to save money. His assistant knocked. Mr. Morrison, there's someone here to see you. Says his name is General Williams. Retired. Morrison's heart sank. Send him in. General Robert Williams entered wearing dress blues, his chest covered with ribbons, distinguished bearing, steel eyes. Mr. Morrison, I'm General Williams, U.S. Army Special Operations Command, retired. General. I understand you recently terminated Bill Thompson. Yes, sir. We didn't realize. Mr. Morrison, Bill Thompson is a legend in the special operations community. His service record is classified at the highest levels. The operations he conducted saved thousands of American lives. Morrison nodded miserably. When he retired, he chose to work a quiet security job. He asked for anonymity. He wanted to serve in a peaceful way. I understand. Do you, Mr. Morrison? Men like Bill Thompson don't seek recognition. They don't demand respect. They earn it through service, then step back into the shadows. General Williams leaned forward. You fired one of America's finest warriors because you thought he was expendable. General, if I could undo. You can't, but you can learn from this. Morrison spent the next 2 days trying to locate Bill. He called his listed phone number, disconnected. He drove to his apartment address, moved out. He asked building management. He'd left no forwarding address. Bill had vanished. Morrison contacted Foster. Any way to reach him? Nothing. He kept to himself, never socialized with other employees. Desperation growing, Morrison called Colonel Harrison. I need to speak with Bill Thompson. It's important. Mr. Morrison, Mr. Thompson is under federal protection protocols. I can't provide his location. Please, I need to apologize to make this right. Mr. Morrison, what exactly are you trying to accomplish? I want to offer him his job back, with full recognition. Proper compensation. Long pause. I'll relay your message. Whether he responds is his choice. Days passed. No response. Morrison called General Williams. General, I need to reach Bill Thompson. Why? To apologize, to offer proper recognition, to do what's right. Mr. Morrison, men like Bill don't need your recognition. They need your respect. Then how do I show respect? By learning, by treating veterans properly, by understanding that heroes walk among us every day. Morrison made a decision. He called a company-wide meeting. Wednesday morning, all Sterling Capital employees gathered in the main auditorium. Morrison stood at the podium, feeling the weight of his mistakes. Last week, we terminated Bill Thompson, our night security supervisor. I want to tell you about Bill. Morrison read from the DoD report. Military service, deployments, classified operations, lives saved. As he spoke, the room grew quieter. Bill Thompson served our country for 26 years in the most dangerous assignments possible. Then he came here and served us for 14 years, quietly, professionally, without seeking recognition. Employees exchanged glances. Ashley Martinez wiped away tears. We fired him to save money. We treated a genuine American hero like he was disposable. Derek Hamilton looked ashamed. I take full responsibility for this failure, but I want this company to learn from it. Morrison announced new policies: veteran preference in hiring, military appreciation programs, respect for all employees regardless of position. And if Bill Thompson ever returns, he'll have a place of honor here. After the meeting, employees approached Morrison. Many shared stories of veteran family members, friends who'd served quietly, heroes hidden in plain sight. 2 weeks later, Morrison was working late when the security desk phone rang. The night shift supervisor answered. Sir, there's someone here to see you. Says his name is Bill Thompson. Morrison's heart stopped. Send him up. 5 minutes later, Bill entered the office. Same calm demeanor, same quiet dignity. But something was different. He stood straighter, moved with more confidence. Mr. Morrison. Bill, thank you for coming. You wanted to see me. Morrison gestured to a chair. Please, sit. Bill remained standing. Bill, I owe you an apology. We didn't know who you were, what you'd done for our country. You weren't supposed to know. Why didn't you tell us? Bill was quiet for a moment. Because that life was over. I wanted normal, quiet, simple. But you're a hero. I was a soldier. I did my job. Morrison realized Bill would never self-promote, never demand recognition. Bill, I want to offer you your position back. With proper title, proper compensation, proper respect. Bill studied Morrison's face. What changed? We learned who you really are. And if you hadn't learned, if the FBI hadn't told you? Morrison couldn't answer. Bill nodded. That's what I thought. He turned to leave. Bill, wait. What would it take? Bill stopped. For what? For you to consider returning. Long pause. Bill turned back. Respect isn't about knowing someone's past. It's about treating them right in the present. Morrison understood. You're right. We failed you. We failed to see your value because we only looked at your title, not your character. Bill nodded. If you'll consider returning, I promise things will be different, not because of your military service, but because of who you are as a person. Bill considered this. What position are you offering? Chief Security Officer, full executive privileges, your own team? I work nights, alone. That's how I prefer it. Then nights, alone, with respect. Bill was quiet for a full minute. Then, "I'll think about it." Bill returned Monday night. Same shift, same duties, but everything was different. Morrison had sent a company-wide memo. "Bill Thompson has returned as our chief security officer. He brings decades of experience in security and protection. Please join me in welcoming him back." No mention of military service, no details about Delta Force, just respect for his professional capabilities. That first night back, employees who worked late made an effort to acknowledge Bill, not with excessive gratitude, but with the normal human courtesy they'd never shown before. "Evening, Bill. Good to have you back. How was your time off?" Simple respect. That's all Bill had ever wanted. Ashley Martinez stopped by the security desk around 9 p.m. "Bill, I wanted to say I'm sorry. We never really saw you before." "Nothing to apologize for, Miss Martinez." "There is. You were part of our team, and we treated you like furniture." Bill looked at her. "How do you see me now?" "As someone who takes care of us, someone we can trust." Bill nodded. "That's enough." Over the following weeks, Bill noticed subtle changes. Employees included him in conversations. They asked his opinions on security matters. They invited him to birthday celebrations, retirement parties, not because he was a hero, but because he was a human being worthy of respect. Morrison often worked late and would stop by the security desk, not to check on Bill, but to learn from him. "Bill, how do you stay so calm in crisis situations?" "Training, experience, and understanding that panic never helps." "What's the most important security principle?" "Prevention is better than response, but when response is necessary, it should be swift and decisive." Morrison began to understand that Bill's value wasn't in his past military service. It was in his present wisdom, judgment, and character. 6 months later, Sterling Capital faced a real security crisis. Credible threat from a disgruntled former employee, possible armed confrontation, police response delayed. Bill took charge. He coordinated with law enforcement, managed employee evacuation, maintained calm throughout the building. The crisis was resolved without incident. This time, Morrison didn't question Bill's actions. He trusted his judgment completely. After the incident, Bill was offered a promotion to corporate security director for the entire company. He declined. "I prefer nights. I prefer quiet." Morrison understood. Bill wasn't seeking advancement, he was seeking purpose. That evening, Morrison found Bill at the security desk, monitors glowing. "Bill, can I ask you something personal?" "Go ahead." "Why do you do this job? You could work anywhere, do anything." Bill was quiet for a moment. "Because it matters. Keeping people safe matters, whether it's soldiers in Afghanistan or executives in Atlanta." "But this is so much quieter than what you did before." "Quiet is good. It means everyone's safe." Morrison realized that Bill had found the perfect role. Guardian without glory, protector without praise. "Bill, I want you to know something. Having you here makes everyone feel safer." That's the point. Morrison left Bill to his quiet vigil, finally understanding that true heroism doesn't need an audience. A year later, a new employee joined Sterling Capital. Recent MBA graduate, eager and ambitious. On her first late evening, she noticed the security guard at the front desk. Older man, calm demeanor, seemed almost invisible. She approached him. "Excuse me, are you the janitor?" Bill looked up. "Security." "Oh, I'm Jennifer, new hire, working late on a presentation." "Good luck with it." She walked away, already dismissing him as unimportant, but a colleague who overheard pulled her aside. "Jennifer, do you know who that is?" "Security guard?" "That's Bill Thompson. Well, let's just say he's someone you want on your side." "Why?" "Trust me. Show him respect. He's earned it." Jennifer didn't understand, but she remembered. The next time she stayed late, she made an effort to acknowledge Bill. "Evening, Mr. Thompson." "Evening, Miss Davis." Simple courtesy, basic respect. That's how cycles change. That night, Bill reflected on the past year. Same job, same hours, but a different atmosphere. He was no longer invisible by neglect, but by choice. His radio crackled. "Bill, this is Mike. Everything quiet?" "All secure." And it was. The building was safe, employees were protected, and Bill Thompson continued his quiet watch. Some heroes wear medals, others wear name tags. Some serve on battlefields, others serve in office buildings. Some seek recognition, others find peace in the shadows. Bill Thompson had learned that the greatest victory isn't winning wars, but finding where you belong in peacetime. Bill Thompson's story isn't a revenge story. It's a recognition story. How we judge people's value by looking only at their titles, forgetting to see real character. Morrison that day wasn't just trying to make cost savings, he had lost his humanity. And learning Bill's real identity taught him not only Bill's value, but the true meaning of respect. Because respect isn't what you show when you learn someone's past. It's what you should show even without knowing their past. People like Bill Thompson are everywhere, quietly performing their duties, not trying to be a burden, but carrying great stories. Have you ever overlooked someone like this? In the workplace, at school, in daily life? Maybe they too, like Bill Thompson, are people who have quietly done great things. As Daily Soldier Stories, we'll continue telling these kinds of stories, because the biggest heroes are usually the quietest ones. If this story touched you, subscribe and share. And remember, real respect is what you show before learning someone's past.